Greetings, flesh wound horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new There's Always Room for Giallo Elimination Tournament Special. I'm Daniel Shine. That gentleman right there is Todd Loya.
What's up?
Pugs Dread.
Hello.
And Mike Kruger.
What's up, you sick motherfuckers?
So, Kruger, let us know how this shit works. Enlighten the folks.
So what we do for our Giallo special is rate and review a Giallo, then we add the film to a list compiled from our previous episodes and eliminate one film we deem unworthy, leaving us with our top 3 Gialli. So now that that's out of the way, Todd, why don't you give us our Giallo statistics and tell us who's on the list and who has already been eliminated?
All right, thanks, Kruger. So far eliminated, we have Murder Rock, Eyeball, Your Vice is a Locked Room, and Only I Have the Key, House with the Laughing Windows, What Have You Done to Solange, The Bloodstained Butterfly, unfortunately, Delirium Photos of Gloria, and one to make Pug sad, Giallo in Venice.
Man, those last two.
I know. Still in contention, we have Bay of Blood. Are you eating another egg, Dan, from yesterday? Jesus. Bay of Blood, Opera, Torso, and today's feature is Dario Argento's Sleepless. Dan, why don't you tell us about it?
All right. So Sleepless is a 2001 Giallo.
20 years old.
Yeah, 20th anniversary from Dario Argento. And this one, a series of grisly murders in the city match the work of a serial killer who appears to have escaped the authorities and disappeared without a trace 17 years earlier. A retired police detective, played by Max von Sydow, who is familiar with the case, comes out of retirement to catch the killer. All right, so Kruger, why don't you go first? What did you think of Sleepless?
Well, first things first, awesome soundtrack by none other than the legendary Goblin. Fucking so amazing. They're so fucking goddamn awesome. There was a lot of likable characters in this movie. I love the former detective played by fucking, Father Merrin from The Exorcist. That's all. I love anytime he pops up in anything. I also felt for the man who, as a boy, watched his mother get brutally fucking murdered. I really felt for that character a lot. And I loved all the over-the-top side characters. Argento always gets me with those. He knows the perfect one-liners to give them just so they're likable, and it's awesome. Fucking this movie is bloody, gory, and brutal as hell. And there's also stylistic scenes to the kills too, with really well done practical effects that includes some amazing corpses and one kill involving an English horn that blew my fucking mind. Really, that may be one of my favorite fucking scenes in any Giallo we've seen so far. I also really dug how the nursery rhyme was tied into each murder. It was really, really fucking cool and well done. As far as the story goes, I thought it was really well paced. It never really slows down, and it does a good job of keeping you guessing who the killer is. And it does take some very unexpected twists and turns that I loved and didn't see coming at all. So overall, I really thought this was great. And as far as Argento goes, this may be my new favorite by him.
Wow.
That's how much I really like this. This even beats Tenebrae for me, and that's something huge for me, because that was my favorite Argento film before I saw this. So if you're a guy like me that likes giallos for the slasher elements, the blood and gore and stuff, definitely highly recommend this fucking movie because man, it really impressed me with how brutal it got, and just it had everything I would want in a giallo, all the way down from the awesome cinematography and the soundtrack to the kills. So yeah, I really love this one a lot.
It's funny. I knew you were going to like this one. This is actually often considered Argento's last great Giallo or Giallo.
You could take the word last off that. For me.
Oh,
this is great Giallo.
Wait, no. So you think it's his best one too?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'll get
okay. No, that's fine. But yeah, it is often considered his last. Okay, I'm not putting it in the ranking system, but basically everything after this people don't like. Is that better? This has actually had a butchered, US release until now. The old Artisan DVD was 4x3 full frame, which was really annoying because I'll tell you a little insider thing. I got a promo tape of it on VHS. It was the full 2-3 or widescreen version. So Artisan had access to it, but just chose to make it full frame. But all right, sorry, I'm doing that. Yeah.
Continue.
I wouldn't call this my favorite. I've already mentioned numerous times Tenebrae is 100% my favorite. But this is the last one that like has all of the hallmarks, the goblin music, the kills. I love the opening. It's a really, I'll say it's a modern one because it is. I mean, you had a big break in between, and this was a return to form. So, Pugs, what about you?
Well, I tipped my hat a little bit by saying it's my
You
favorite
did.
of his Giallos. Here's another big surprise. It's probably my favorite, or it's probably my favorite of his.
Me too.
Yeah.
Is it the Exorcist connection too?
I mean, that doesn't hurt. Having Max von Sydow was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah,
That's going to gain you some extra points. But the story, man, and how brutal it is, and then like it makes total sense at the end, and then it's like it reminds me a little bit of the I don't know if I should give this away. Well, Funny Games, like that characteristics of some of the people in the movie. I see that, and I think if they hang out together, we're all fucked. It's gonna be weird.
You know what keeps me from putting it there? To me, it doesn't have the beauty of the murders that an earlier Argento would have. The blood spray. It doesn't have that over the top thing that you have in Tenebrae.
And I think that's why I liked it.
You know what though? I kind of I know exactly the scene you're talking about in Tenebrae, and I got that feel in the train scene. Like
that's as close as you get.
I get what you mean though. It's like Tenebrae has this way of the kills being so stylistic and like just like little quirks, like somebody getting their throat slit and then their head bashed into a fucking window on the way down. Like this one was more of that in your face, like fucking brutal death. I want death metal blaring in the black gore type of shit, and like. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that impressed me about this was just like I was not expecting it to go as hard as it did. And man, that imagery! I can't wait to talk about this in spoilers.
No, it's just everything about this is fucking awesome, and it's this and Jennifer. They're my favorites. So, Dan, I'll what say you?
Dan's gonna shit in the bed.
Oh, this is gonna be a full blowout in the bed for me. All right, so first I'll start with the good because this isn't an entirely bad review by any means. I thought the opening was return to form. Like,
I love the opening
train sequence. I was like, oh my god! I still remember when I saw it even on that inferior Artisan release, is thinking that
that's the still from the Fango when it was being. I remember that cover I was so excited. One of my earliest import DVDs. No Hosono.
Yeah, no, I was just, I mean, I can still remember sitting down to watch this, and at that point I'd seen all the Argento films, of course, and thinking like, oh my god, this is so good. Then the rest of the movie happens for me, and I mean, a lot of the things to complain about. Some are themes and giallos anyways. There's some logical issues, which granted, that's an issue in a lot of giallos, but man, no, this is not, I mean, I will say this, probably.
Did you say no to us?
Oh, well, no, I was going to go into something else, but this one, Deep Red, Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Tenebrae, this is not in that league at all for me. No, dude, not for me. I mean, hey, like
I'm with you on this one, Dan.
All right.
And you know what? We're not alone. Like I said, this is considered his last great giallo, but not like.
And I will say this for this movie, and I'm due a rewatch on Card Player and Do You Like Hitchcock?
Oh, you
But-
know what? I fucking love Do You Like Hitchcock? And I say that all the time.
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
you're
I'm
a
due a
fan of his
rewatch.
already, you'll get more out of it. If you're a fan of Hitchcock's already.
Yeah, and I'd like to rewatch that again. Hopefully that'll get a new release too. But this is probably the best of
Those three episodes.
anything that came after this.
I like Do You
for
Like
sure.
Hitchcock better, but I think this is a better. This is a film. Do You Like Hitchcock was done for Italian television.
Yeah, that's true. And I tend to judge Card Player and that, they were Italian TV movies. You're not going to get.
I thought Card Player was
Suspiria.
theatrical.
No, it was a
I
TV
think
movie,
so,
but
I'm gonna double check.
but anyways, so I think it's a kind of like, it was cool seeing Max von Sydow, but I think it was kind of a waste of him. He really doesn't get a whole lot of interesting material to work with here. I mean, half the time he's just alone talking to his bird. I didn't think it was.
Best
I don't
co-star ever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. I'm gonna keep.
I know where you were going. But yeah, I mean, there's some good gore. I thought. Well, I'll elaborate on that in spoilers.
It was
but,
100% a theatrical release. Card Player.
It was okay. Well, then I stand corrected.
Yeah, I thought Do You Like Hitchcock was his first of that era.
Okay, that's interesting. In Italy, or did it start
In Italy and small release in the United States, but it was a couple
All right.
screenings here. No, January 2004.
Okay, well, I stand corrected on that one. Yeah, I mean, there's some good kills, but there's not a lot else to this. I didn't think the leads were that good. I mean, Sydow's always good. He just doesn't have a lot to work with. I wasn't as engaged. Like I said, great opening, and there's a smattering of cool stuff, but I don't know, man. Argento was a master, and this is just okay. Now, again, on another, like if Toby Hooper made this, I would say, wow, compared to what he did towards the end, this is like really excellent. But no. And I think maybe I'm mad too that a young Peter Dinklage didn't cameo in the lineup scene. But Phil Fondacaro.
I know. I figured that. You said the name. Your buddy.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I hold a grudge. I'm sorry.
Fuck him.
Well, there goes our special guest on the 500 episode.
Damn it.
It would have been a short interview anyway.
Okay. Well, that's all. I'll elaborate more in spoilers. I mean, should you watch this? Yes, but this for me, it's nowhere close.
I want to see if you guys agree with this. I know you guys said this is your favorite of his, but I don't think this is a good entry point in the genre. I think you should still stick with the ones I've mentioned. I think those deliver 100% what a giallo is. This one, while still good, I think you can go either way if this is their first one.
I think this is a fine entry point.
Kruger?
I mean, I my entry point into giallo was like Deep Red. So like, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I would say watch this one when you watch Tenebrae before you watch this. But
yeah, I
still,
figure have a couple big ones under your belts. So, but
yeah.
All right. So, God, this is gonna be a rough one today. I can already tell.
Before we ask him, let's rate him.
All right. So,
well, let's rate this first.
Oh yeah, that's
0 to 5.
That's what I was gonna do, but I was.
Thanks for mansplaining, Dan. Appreciate it.
Kruger, what say you?
I'm a 5 out of 5. I really love this one. I want to watch it again already. And it's, I think, my favorite Argento thing, despite anything that Dan says. So,
no, that's cool.
I'm going to take my 5 and give Kruger a high 5 because fuck yeah, it's a fucking 5.
All right. Dan?
Judging the whole movie, 2.5 for me.
Oh, wow. You need to be low, but I'm not. I'm a 3.5. So I like it, but it's not anywhere. It doesn't crack my top 5 Argentos. It cracks my top 5 post 2000.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
We all agree on that.
So, okay, shit. Here we go. Time for elimination. So, up for elimination, we have Bay of Blood, Opera, Torso, and Sleepless. I will let Kruger go first.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of the opera.
Pugs,
Well, Opera, bye.
this is where the problem. Dan,
Well, I got to get rid of Sleepless.
I'm Sleepless also.
Well, I believe
If we go by the
Opera's got the highest. Yeah.
if we go by that, Sleepless is gone.
Son of a
I don't
bitch.
think we need
Let's
a
see if I
count.
can
do
argue
we? I
this.
mean,
I'm here for argument.
This I was just way more entertained by this story in particular. Like, don't get me wrong, Opera's fucking amazing. It's a fucking masterpiece. I'm not saying it's not. But I think this killer, a little crazier, far more interesting backstory. Yeah, there's a nursery rhyme that goes with it. It's fucking cool. Like everything, it hits all my marks. So I that's my argument for Sleepless.
Kruger,
I mean, in terms of stuff like, cinematography wise, I can see why opera, definitely beat it there. But man, the kills and the story, like Pug said, the story and everything with the nursery rhyme, who ends up being the killer, the twist. I just like this one better, but I know that's not a good enough argument. So,
And it has Max von Sydow. Does
See,
Opera have Max von Sydow?
here's the thing. The only reason I'd switch my vote is because I know that's an easier one to eliminate later. So I don't think that's a good reason.
I think that's a fine reason.
I mean, like I said, I obviously don't hate this movie, but I'd have to go over our full list. I'd say this would be at the very end of this Giallo list for me. I mean, maybe for some, not Giallo in Venice if you don't like that material, but I don't know, guys.
That's why we purposely put in a newer one, one of the modern Giallos. That's still.
Look, if we get rid of Opera, it's still Argento's still in there.
You know what? Screw it. I'm cool getting rid of Opera. Sleepless is advancing.
Man,
Dad, you've been trying to get rid of Opera like the last couple.
Yeah, but
you know what, Dan?
That's cool. Hey, majority rules. Sleepless goes.
I'm tired of your snob fucking remarks, Dan. Shut the fuck up.
Don't worry, Dan. There's some coming up.
I'm surprised, but
Dan,
hey,
there's some coming up. I'm sure both of us will fight for. So
this was the one I said I would fight for. But
spoilers yet, by the way, right?
We're about to. We'll probably get into it more when we get the spoilers. All right, so yeah, there we go. I was swayed. I shouldn't be though, because I let you guys get rid of Delirium. So, and you know what, Dan? Like you said before, now we have different types of Giallos in there.
Well, this is fairly traditional.
I know it's the same fucking thing as Opera. That's what.
Yeah, I mean,
is that better?
It has better music though.
Didn't mention that. Fuck yeah, Todd.
I can't argue with that. I love the fucking goblin music in this one. So, all right, I'm all right with that. Opera's not my favorite Argento either. So I really like that one, but I really like this one. That's why I said I could have went either way on these two. So since Dan kept trying to eliminate Delirium, that's on him.
I love Delirium again. It's just
I know.
Yeah.
You see favorites go a lot in these, so we learned that from the last couple.
Fucking Delirium.
Yeah, well,
and for me, Giallo's a Menace, a new favorite.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right. On that note, it's first we should probably there we go.
There you go. Patreon.com/FleshWoundFeatures for exclusive, uncensored, and original content that you can all access for just $1 or a little more if you want other perks. There's a lot of cool shit you can do on there. You can even suggest topics. So if you have a movie that's like, man, I want somebody to cover this, Well, hey,
And
you
you
can get
know
on there
where-
and make us.
And you know where you can go to suggest it? You can go to www.fleshwoundfeatures.com, and there's a place you can send in your
Oh, nice.
You know?
Okay.
It's a
Email us.
one-stop shop for all of our social media.
Yep,
Yes, sir.
And
And
to view us everywhere.
And we're shameless. We talk about stuff like Dog Lay Afternoon, so we'll watch whatever.
It's coming.
Except one movie, but we won't say it.
We're not classy, so you
We'll
get a
tell you
lot
the-
from us.
We'll tell you the one movie we won't watch in a future Patreon. All right. So
There
on
may be
that
some
note,
merch coming from that, which is going to be awesome.
there you go. All right. That note, it's time for spoilers. If you're listening, watching, tuning in, whatever, it's time to go. This is your spoiler warning.
All right.
Go.
Go for it.
Get your bullshit out of the way. No, you get your bullshit out of the way, Dan.
I mean, well, the horn kill is cool. It didn't make sense though that what was he supposed to be 13? Could like smash a face like that. That's nitpicky though. It was a cool effect.
With a fucking blunt force
I don't
object? Are
know.
you kidding me? Dan, you need to stop with
I don't
this
think you
fucking
get
13-year-old people can't kill people. It's crazy.
Because you know what? When Kruger was 13, I'm pretty sure he could smash her head with that.
Legally, do not
Yeah,
answer
dude,
that.
Face.
like, trust
I don't know. I feel a horn like what was that? A trombone or they would break.
I know
he
Dan
did.
only knows clarinets.
It was a fucking sharp-ass object, bro.
This one time
Like,
at band
you're
camp,
fucking so
kill a
off
kid.
base, it's not even funny.
All
It
right.
was a cool effect though. I
Anyways,
will give you
that
that.
was
That
my-
was a good effect.
That was my favorite fucking scene in the whole goddamn movie. And that's probably my favorite fucking scene in any goddamn giallo that I've watched so far. That imagery of the way the fucking cheek was all ripped open, and the mom and the fucking son having to be trapped behind there trying to get to her, that shit was disturbing. And I'm surprised I've never seen that scene like show up in like horror compilations, where there's like just like gore scenes and shit. I'm surprised I've never seen that before. But goddamn, man, like if I ever, yeah, that scene was worth the whole fucking movie for me. But I mean, all the other kills, man, like the fucking face smash kill, and you're seeing it flying out face, and their nose gets smushed up against the wall. I mean, that was fucking brutal. The fucking ending where the bullet comes out the back through the front of the killer's face and it just splatters all over the place. That was fucking brutal. I mean, there was just so many things that I loved, and like I loved all the like the way the bodies were placed too. Like that kind of gave me Tenebrae feels in like a certain sense, because like of the way the bodies were placed. Like for example, when that girl gets stabbed in the neck and her head's just perfectly on the steering wheel, or the drowning scene and stuff like that. Just like I thought there was stylistic feel that Tenebrae for me, but it turned up the gore and the brutality like tenfold. And yeah, man, everything worked for me. And like these are like the practical effects, I think, were just like a fucking treat for me being a kill guy.
Yeah, and I will
Stiviletti of yeah.
I will concede that the acting might not be like the greatest with the main characters. However, they did what they needed to do to convince me to like him. I fucking loved the killer. He was weird. Like I told you, like I was hinting at, he can hang out with the funny game guys, and I'd be like, yeah, this makes fucking sense. You're a weirdo. I totally dug it. I love the story. Like even more than the gore. This is fucking cool. Like you're gonna blame a dwarf when it's a fucking child killer? That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and then the puppet.
I don't like that actor. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like the puppet fucking scene, like, and like the fact that this killer thought of having this little midget puppet he's carrying around with him all over the place. Like that's fucking that's so batshit crazy. It worked for me.
Yeah, I love this fucking movie.
I think I'm mad that the killer actor took a job away from Phil Fondacaro, and I just
now
can't
you
let
got
that go.
sympathy.
I just can't let that go, man.
Well,
Representation.
If he would have learned how to take a bump, he could have got a different gig.
That's all I got for spoilers. Huh?
I think I'm done. Kruger, do you have...
Dwarf killer as a like it's a kid, and it's his dad trying to protect the fucking kid. Like, come on.
My rating would have gone up if it actually had been.
Just remember, Dan hates kids and women, so
No, he doesn't.
That would have taken it into Giallo and Venice territory for me.
with kids and women. Whoa. Timing, Dan.
The act.
Sure.
It was the dwarf killer. Damn it. Dwarf killer actually would have been a good title.
I'm sure that's
Can
already
you
been-
imagine? I can imagine me back in the early 2000s, Dario Argento's directing Dwarf Killer. I mean, holy shit. Can you imagine the little dude like just chasing him on this train scene? Which again, I want to end on a high note. That opening was fantastic for me.
Dan, what is the best dwarf movie ever?
That would
Fuck. What's the
blood
name?
sucking
Jackass.
freaks, dude.
No.
No, it's
Okay.
he's an actual fucking dwarf. He has the fucking
Sinful dwarf.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm still going blood sucking freaks because Ralph is in all of that.
Yeah, but it's not a dwarf movie. There's a
Okay.
dwarf in it. I don't
Fair
call
enough.
Elf a dwarf movie just because. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
the
that's fine.
common dwarf movie.
Oh,
Sinful
Dan-
dwarf.
Dan's already pitching a week of this, and the creeps.
The Creeps is so good. That's one of my. That's a guilty.
Dan's gonna want to
pleasure.
do commentary over King
We'll
Kong
do it.
Bundy match.
Well, I'll tell you until I'm back in Los Angeles, and because I want to see the Creeps in 3D.
Yeah, well, it's gonna cost you an arm. And you have to eat spaghetti. All right, so let's get out of spoilers.
That's cool.
Oh,
Spaghetti's point.
I'm gonna have my kid come, and he's gonna eat spaghetti in front of you.
Point me to the closest Holiday Inns.
Like I'd have him stay here the same time as you.
Oh, God.
All right. On that note, do we have anything else? Do we do everything on this show?
Any
I'm so
final
out of
thoughts?
it. There we go.
Final thoughts.
Dan, any luck on your hat sponsorships yet?
I'm working on it. I'm talking to Pepsi. We're gonna get some stickers on here.
Jimmy John's.
Yeah,
Jimmy John's, yeah.
we're
They
not
need
letting
somebody
any-
new.
Yeah, I'm a Coke guy. Fuck that Pepsi bullshit. I'm gonna blur that shit out if you get it.
Wild cherry Pepsi is good. I agree.
Fuck 'em
I
all.
would agree with that. Not even wild
Nope.
cherry's good.
I like Pepsi.
Yeah, you know
but
why it's
Coke's
good,
better.
Dan? Because they put cherry in, so you don't have to taste that Pepsi bullshit.
I
All
don't
right.
feel that strongly. about
Coca-Cola?
Pepsi and Coke.
We rep
My-
you here. If you want, please come sponsor us. We'll drink it every fucking show.
Until they listen to the Giallo and Venice.
How do I have to blur that now? God damn it! Did I just make myself more work?
yeah, that's fine.
We've all lived it.
You know what? We've reviewed movies where they snip cocaine off of cocaine cans, which we'll probably talk about the 4Ks a little at some point, whenever we do live show. I don't know. We'll talk about it. We talk about fucking apparently everything today.
Which is awesome. But on that note, please follow us across all the
Yes.
social media bullshits. Like, share, subscribe, interact with us, and please visit the new website, One Stop Shop, to find out all you need to know about us. So with that being said, let's get the hell out of here. Dan?
Good night. And I'm sorry, Phil.
Stay sick, motherfuckers.
And I'll see you in Disneyland.